Hey, what's up guys, nothingwire.com, and we have the brand new red hot LG Optimus G Pro. It's not yet released in India. It'll come to India in about June or July. So we have both the white as well as the kind of a dark blue gray color models. I'm going to quickly take you through a hardware tour of the device now. So the front is dominated by the 5.5-inch true Full HD display. It has 441 ppi, so expect an incredibly sharp display. There you see. So on top you have the earpiece, the 2.1 MP front camera. There will be a sensor and a notification light. Below you have the hardware home key as well as the back and the menu keys. On the right side you have the power button. On top you have the 3.5mm jack, the mic and an infrared receiver to make the phone a universal remote. On the left side you have the dedicated hardware key that you can assign a function to. By default it will have the Q node, but you can assign any other functions like, let's say, the camera, a shutter release function if you like to. Then you have the volume rocker here. Below you will have a micro USB port and the mouthpiece. On the back side you have the 13MP camera along with an LED flash, the speaker grill there, and the LG logo here. This is the Korean version of the phone, as the retail version meant for India hasn't arrived yet. So you can see the operator's name. One more feature that could not make it to the Indian retail version is this broadcast antenna. Now this comes with the European and the Korean versions, where the broadcasters can stream their video content through this antenna into your smartphone, so that you can watch your live TV and other TV-like viewing on your mobile device. But because India does not have that facility right now with any of the operators, so this most likely this antenna wouldn't make it to the Indian retail version. A good thing about this flagship, that unlike many other flagship, you can open the back flap and remove the battery. Here comes the hole. So it has a huge 3140 mAh battery. You can see it's actually monstrous, and you can insert your micro SIM card here, and your micro SD card goes here. So by default it will only come in 32GB internal memory, but you can expand up to 64GB additional with the micro SD card. That's a lots of space. This is a gorgeous device. Also, although it's made of mostly plastic and polycarbonate material, but then it feels very premium in hand. You have this nice brushed metal look here side. It's only the look, the material is plastic though. You also have this nice diamond edge kind of a texture here. Again on the back you have a very nice texture that keep twinkling whenever you're viewing the phone from a different angle. Yeah, so that's about the hardware. Yeah, so now let's check out the interface once. The G Pro is powered by Android Jelly Bean 4.1.2, and it has the brand new Optimus UI 3.0 on top of it, which brings in some really cool tweak. For example, one is now, the usual is pincing in to add or remove home pages, but do you know that pincing out will let you only view the wallpaper? Now when you have a really beautiful wallpaper and you suppose do not like or do not want the icons to obstruct the view, you can keep your phone like this, and whenever you want to use the icon, simply pinch in and use the icon that you want to. It's really cool, and probably unconsciously we've always wanted that, but this is the first time we've seen it on any flagship device. You have the familiar Android home screens, long press will give you the wallpapers, the apps, the download, any downloaded apps or the widgets. That's usual. You can simply drag it there, or okay, there you go. Removing is again usual. You have the bin there, nice little animation there. You have the app dock, of course, that you can customize. But then another cool feature this UI brings is, you see that brush, so you have to long press and then leave it to bring the brush, and you can edit the face of the icon. Go to create photo icon, select from gallery, and let's say I can select this person and say okay. See, your icon face becomes that. You can customize all the icons according to what you want to see on the face of the icon. You can again bring it to the default one. The default icon would be the first one, that is the contact. So press contact, press contact and it will bring it to the default face. Pretty cool, huh? So that's your Jelly Bean notification bar. The quick function toggle bar. So it has expectedly a number of apps. There you see. You can see your downloaded apps here. You can also remove the downloaded apps right from the main app deck. There you see. Those are your widgets. You can also add your widgets to the home pages from here if you like that. There you see. So I'm going to quickly show you some of the apps here, not all. First is the internet with a typical LG browser here. You can force the desktop view. Because Jelly Bean does not support flash playback out of the box, the default browser does not support flash. For that you'll have to install a third-party browser like Opera, which by default supports flash player. So you have all these settings and stuff. Desktop is the browser is desktop grade. Then you have phone, pretty big dialer. You can see some Korean symbols here and there because this piece is a Korean piece and not exactly the Indian retail piece. So you'll have this phone customized according to the Korean language and behavior and other stuff. But when the Indian retail version comes, it will have things according to or best suited for the Indian public. For example, a very good example of that is the Q voice, which is the competitor to Siri and S voice. Now here you can see it, right now it only supports the Korean language because it's the Korean version. But when it comes to India, LG informs us that it will support the Indian accent of English, which currently Siri and S voice does not. Another cool app is the Q remote, with which you can turn this smartphone into a universal remote control. Now it controls it via this IR infrared receiver here. You can simply customize or categorize your house into all these rooms, and then you can go to any of these and let's say you want to create a remote for your setup box. So you have all these brands. It supports a heck lot of brands. So select any of them, let's say ABN, and then it has 3 preset modes, and you can try and select among these 3 preset modes, and it will automatically sync all the settings of that particular device. Now because RFID bandwidth is pretty limited, you basically have this remote control working for almost all the RF bandwidth. Then you have your gallery. You can share all this. You can also delete multiple files by selecting here. Absolutely no lag. So that's the setting, the about phone. So the software version, you can see that's Android 4.1.2. Hardware information. So this guy is powered by a 1.7 GHz Snapdragon 600 quad-core processor and 2 GB RAM. 600 means it will also have the Adreno 320 GPU. Yep, then you have pretty much the usual apps. So let's quickly show you the Keynote. So the moment you press this, the Keynote appears. You can have it a transparent background. The cool thing here is, let's say I have written down this number, and you can overlay a function, let's say the dialer. Now I go to dialer, I have the number written here, so I don't have to memorize the number. When let's say someone just tells me the number quickly, I can simply look at the screen and dial the number. That's a pretty cool feature. Press it again to make it go away. But then you can of course customize this button and assign it any function from the settings, where it's called Q button, and you can have all these functions assigned to it. Let's check out the music app. Another app is the Q Translator, which basically translates any language that you do not know to a language that you well versed. Now let's say for example I do not know English, so I would want every word or line that I point this handset to translate into Hindi. So let's say I have the word selected. Let's check out how does it work. See, it says Chabio, so that is the Hindi for images. Let's check out the line. And you can see it has translated the whole line to Hindi. Also, it could not find a Hindi version of pixelation, so it kept it the English one. It's a pretty cool feature if you're, specifically if you're in a foreign country where you're not well versed with the native language. Yeah, so that's pretty much about it. It's probably one of the most beautiful, sexy piece of beast that we've seen in the latest flagship category. And again, this will come to India in June or July. The price is not revealed right now, but do not expect it to be anywhere far from 40K. Thank you.